Hi everyone, I'm Gaynor and welcome back to our Leitrim life. Today on this video what we've been doing is we've been tackling the big, messy but very satisfying stage of the renovation for us, getting the cottage ready for the brand new coat of paint. So we've been jet washing, we've been scraping the paint off, we've been patching up, we've been repairing. Basically we've been giving the old girl the spa treatment she deserves. So it's all hands on deck. Well, we have a couple of weeks of our annual leave still left, and we get ready to completely transform the outside of this beautiful cottage. So before we could even think about the painting, we've taken several walks over the time around the cottage to really see what we're dealing with. You know, there's been years of water stains, moss, dirt, damage to the render. The paint on the walls have been left looking really tired, and some of the areas were worse than others. The gable end is basically the problem area for us. It is a big job too. That was kind of partially finished, so there's a lot of work to be done on them, but that side of the building seems to have taken the brunt of the weather over the years. So as you can see there, some of it looks on at first sight, it looks great. Some of the rendering has been coming off. We've got to tidy up where we'd put the ring beam on. So there's patchwork, there's little holes to be filled, cracks to be filled. So there's a lot of prep work to be done on there, but we want to do it right. So we've spent the last few days in this blazing heat, just basically filling up the holes on the walls, and we've been patching up the render work. Now on the back of this cottage there was no rendering, it was just painted over the stone, which was a shame really, but we're going with painting the cottage. We're happy to just go ahead and paint it. There was other options of sandblasting, but this is the option that we've gone for. We kind of like the look of this kind of finish on the cottage. The first job on the list was removing all the flaky paint, just basically getting the cottage ready for the jet washing, because we had to wash off years and years of decades of grime. I think the paintwork that had been done would have been a recent one, but maybe not prepped quite as well, because there was a lot of flakiness in places. So there was some damage to the render at the front of the cottage. That's something that needs to be repaired. But yeah, overall, it was a pretty straightforward job. It just, in this heat, it took its toll. But over I think 2 or 3 days really, between the scraping of the paint, the patching up, the clearing round from the contractors, getting rid of all the rubble, and getting the area prepped and ready for painting. So it was one of those jobs you kind of was dreading, but once you got into it, you steadily saw the progress over the day, and it was starting to sink in that we're ready to do this really big project. And it's something we have pulled forward. It's probably not an urgent thing to be done, but we've got an amazing opportunity with a collaboration with a fabulous Irish company that is so kindly providing the paint for the exterior of the cottage. So we've been working with them over the last few months to choose paint colours, choose the right paint for the age of the building, work with the materials that the cottage is made from, and it's just been it's just been great. I'm lost for words really, sort of people's generosity. They saw pictures of the cottage, fell in love with it as much as we have, and they want to help us bring this cottage back to life. So anyway, yeah, we got to work with the jet washing. It's a very addictive job, but it was it was something that had to be done. The windows are staying. I'm not a huge fan of the windows, I'm not a huge fan of the back door, but they're in good working order. They're relatively new, and just we'd rather our budget go on other things more important. So what we've decided to do is we've decided to paint the windows and doors the same colour of the plinths and the sills. So just for now, just for the time being, we're going to work with that. But yeah, Steve had a lot of patchwork to do. This porchway all the render had completely fallen off the side, so we're just cleaning that up. But as you can see, I got a bit carried away with the jet wash, and even though the wall wasn't basically on the agenda for the cleanup of the cottage, but I just had to see how it would come up while I was just waiting for the rest of the house to dry up. But yeah, that's going to be another lovely project to work on and bring that back to life. We're just wanting to keep as much as we can of the old cottage as we possibly can. And as you can see, it come up lovely. I mean, it's dried out since then. It still looks really nice. But yeah, we had a good day jet washing, and we got everything we needed done before we started working on the patchwork around the front of the house. But choosing a colour now has been hard. We've been toing and froing with colour decisions, and we've gone to ChatGPT. I mean, there's the delivery there of our paint. We're just blown away with the generosity of this company and how much help and advice we've been given up to this part now of getting it ready. And it's been toing and froing with different colour ideas. And we've gone with a lovely sage green, and we just think it'll look lovely. It's hard to visualize when you're looking at just the little color swatches, and I'm absolutely obsessed with ChatGPT. As you can see there, we've been asking everyone. Even Murphy boy got into the discussion, and he's happy with the green, bless him. But yeah, we had lots of family discussions. We were toing and froing. ChatGPT gave me a visual, because I like to work on visuals rather than just the colour swatches, or just buying some of the samples and just having 30 different colours to pick from. So that's the cottage as it looks now. And with ChatGPT, I wanted the green windows, the green doors and the green sills, and that gave me an idea. And I liked it basically, and it did a much better one of the back of the cottage. That's her looking now, a little bit tired and run down, but again, with the help of ChatGPT, I was able to visualize the back of the cottage in the colours that I'd chosen, and I'm really happy with it. And it just shows me there's a lot of tidying up to do and a lot of weeds to pick, but it'll just, that's the vision, and it's nice to have that in my head now, and that's what I know, that's what we're aiming for. So I'm really happy with the colour choices, and I think leaving the windows white, because we're going to do such a crisp white to the body of the cottage. I think painting them green, yeah, that's the way forward for us. Not everyone's choice, but it's our choice, and we're delighted with it. We're so happy. And that's where we'll leave things for today. In the next video, we'll hopefully be able to show you how beautiful she looks with a fresh coat of paint. And as always, thanks for following our journey. Thanks for liking and subscribing, and thanks for all your lovely comments on previous videos. For daily updates, you can follow us on Instagram, Facebook and TikTok.